Hello everybody, how's it going? Today we're gonna speak budget night vision. It's gonna be a no BS conversation, okay? So you could have a lot of money, go spend, buy the best of the best and enjoy your life with night vision, but not everybody has a lot of money, and a lot of people still want to get into night vision. Like, if you don't have a lot of money, it does not mean you shouldn't have night vision, okay? So today we're going to talk about one of the budget devices. Last time I spoke about a different one. Today this is my personal device, and it comes in this case. That's how it comes. So if you buy it, you get this case, okay? In the package you get a helmet mount, which is on my helmet. You get a cable, you get a battery pack, you get caps, lens caps, and you get a cleaning cloth. And if you buy it from somebody that has tubes in it and it's not just the housing, you get sheets. So you get spec sheets, right? So I include spec sheets with most of my builds, unless you buy something that explicitly excludes spec sheets, okay? Right now, this is the device. Let's talk about it, okay? So let me put this out of the way. Okay, so naturally it's a clone of the PVS 31 or PV 3140, 4130, whatever you want to call it. There's so many numbers and names out there, you can't even keep up, okay? So this device is very simple, okay? It takes two tubes, okay, lens cap, and I use NVT tubes, and simple as that. You open it and you close it. This one does not have auto shut off when you flip it up like this, but the other one I showed last time does, okay? So to turn it on, I'm going to cover the lenses because we're in a very bright light. You hold the button on and you can see that it came on, okay? Turn it off, you hold the button down, it shuts off. You want to turn on the IR illuminator that is built in here, you just double click, okay? So let me show you, because you could see it in the camera. Let me cover the lenses. Let me show you. Okay, so you could see it turned on, okay? The camera can see the light, but your eyes can't. Turn it off, okay? And then turn off the device. Alright, very simple device, solid build. It's made out of PEEK. Okay, so if you're familiar with PEEK, it's a very tough material. It could stand a lot of conditions, including heat, impact. I tested this housing. This has been tested and selected. I selected to sell it because it simply could withstand a lot of stuff. You drop it, you hit a tree, you hit a door jamb with it when you're walking by. The bird did not like that. And then so it needs to be sort of rough for whatever use you're using it for. This has a 3D printed lens housing, because I stripped mine while I was putting it in, and I'm testing this one. I really like it. I mean, it's the same exact as the other one, but I printed in PETG gray. I have a lens coming to replace it, but you could always use a 3D printed one if it's your own device, right? And you don't mind the looks. I could change the other one to match, but it works great. So anyway, be careful if you're building your own device. Those threads are very fine. Doesn't matter how good your housing is, the threads are very fine. So if you don't set this right and you're not patient, you could strip the threads on the housing or on the lens, and it's worse if it's on the housing. The lens, you could replace the housing, okay? Lens housing, okay? Comes with eye cups, everything I showed you, the case, and it just simply works. I have 1700 FOM and NVT tubes in it with spec sheets, good SNR, good resolution, and I love it. I don't want anything anymore, for the money. I love it. And those are going from anywhere between, I want to say 3500 to 4500. This one is more on the 4300, 4200 price range. I'll have to check my cost, but I want to say about that 45, 43. Okay, you could get it down to 3800 if you select different tubes, blend tubes, no spec sheet tubes, etc, etc, okay? But the prices are between 3500 and 4500, and you could go up to 5,000 if you really want to get an NVT Gen 3 tubes with the highest spec possible. It could go up to even 5,500. Okay, This one takes a AA battery, so you could put a AA battery. You don't have to go searching for a 123 battery. I mean, there's nothing more about it. It's a very simple device. I love it. You don't have to go spend $8,000 on a night vision device. It works. You see it right in front of you. You know, absolutely nothing with it. People that are ignorant and just keep saying, "Hey, Chinese housing shit, it's crap," you know, I would love to hear why. Like, I would love to hear what experience they had, right? So if you had bad hinges, if you had weak plastic, that's your fault. You didn't do your due diligence. You didn't test. I spent a lot of money buying and testing those housings until I selected a manufacturer to make those. Okay, so I have a manufacturer that will manufacture and will print my brand on it, and it'll be assembled in USA. You know, they're gonna have to manufacture the materials for me. But that's I'm sorry, but that's your bad luck and your fault that you didn't do your due diligence. There's a lot of bad, trashy stuff out there, and there's a lot of good stuff. You know, I mean, look at it. It's beautiful. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. It takes PVS 14 lenses, so you could switch them up, buy better lenses. The lenses on it are just fine. You know, they're a Carson clone lenses, right? So they're not original Carson, they're Carson clone, but they were great for my need. You know, what am I doing? I'm not going to war with it tomorrow morning. You know, it's just stargazing, look at animals. I don't know if you go hunting. I don't go hunting. Night shooting, airsoft, whatever you're using those for, they work perfectly great on a budget. That's for this device. I call this one, my version of it, it's called PVS 31 Pro, or you know, Bagheera PVS 31 Pro, and I will be selling it on my store once I receive the devices. I still don't. This is the only one left. That's mine. Okay, this is the one that I showed last time. Also, it works just as good, and it's slightly cheaper, just because of the style of the housing and the actual cost. You know, this one comes with a plug. You could plug in an external battery pack like the one that comes with it, and it's the standard plug that they use on all the night vision devices. Okay, and it has stop screws too. So it's got all the features you need, other than doesn't turn off when you flip up. The ones I actually have coming, they turn off when you flip up. I requested that feature. I said, hey, this is not going to work. I need something that will turn off when you flip it up. So it will be included on this kind of device. I want to talk about too is a very lovely little thing. That's a little bit pricey, but it's the Jerry C Pro. Jerry C Pro. Okay, so this is a Cotti, a clip-on thermal device. It comes with a battery, an extra battery pack, same thing, and it comes with extra cable. Comes with a bag that you could carry. Comes with a remote control. Okay, and the device. Okay, so what does this do? I have videos of it on my Instagram and what it does and how it looks. But you basically, this is a thermal imaging device that I already have the mount already on my objective lens, and it just clips on. Okay, once it clips on, it's gonna project, and you think it's gonna come in your way. You don't even see this projector up here, the projector, I want to call it projector arm or projector head. It will project thermal image that it sees through its lens onto your night vision lens. So you have a fusion. You could go see on my Instagram, Bagheera NVG, and I'll put the link in the description. Bagheera NVG on Instagram. You can see the videos, right? Even though Instagram downgrades the resolution of the video, it still gives you a good idea about what it does. Okay, so what it does is, like I said, it will project the image onto your lens, and it will gives you you could get a thermal outline, or you could get a full thermal image of the object you're looking at. I love this device. It uses a C123 battery. You could use an external battery pack, clips on, clips off, you want to put it away, and gives you the thermal imaging capability without having to have a separate handheld. Okay, and the lens on this, you could adjust the focus, so you could rotate it and adjust the focus so you could get a much sharper image. Okay, it makes a huge difference when you have a focusable lens on your thermal. Those go, I think, between 3,800 and 4,500 is what I'm selling them, depending on my cost. If you look in the market, you're gonna find them up to 4,900 or even 5,000 and up. So it all depends on what the cost is when I actually get them, because it's not consistent and they're hard to find these days. You know, a lot of people have them also. I have 2 of those. If anybody's interested, I have 2 of them available for sale. Okay, let's talk about the tubes that go in those devices. Okay, so those tubes, I don't use Omni tubes, just hard to get, more expensive, mostly green, night vision. I simply don't care for them. Yeah, if you can get a white Foss L3 Harris unfilmed and you have money to spend, by all means it's better. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, it's much better. But for the average Joe, you just need a night vision device and you don't want to donate a kidney to get it. So you want to pay for it with your own money, and your money is the money you made. Nobody has the right to tell you how to spend it. So don't listen to all the hate. Keep your options open and look in the market. There's always a budget option for everything that doesn't suck, right? People that hate on Chinese housings and tubes are just ignorant, plain and simple. Or they sell the Omni tubes and they have a mountain of them sitting somewhere that are from the military. God knows how they got them, and now they're selling them, so they don't want anybody to look at other options. For American housings, they're great, but for 2,500 for a housing with lenses, it's just too much. To me, it's too much. If I'm paying 2,000 for a housing and 3,000 for tubes, how much am I going to sell this to you? $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, right? I can't afford to sell to you at 4,000 if it's costing me 4,000, right? So anyway, NVT tubes, and I have labels on each bottle, and there's a spec sheet inside. Basically, this is what gives you the night vision capability. For anybody that's new to this tube is called a intensifier tube or a photocathode, and it will go in here and it will intensify light. The way it works is it will take any light source around you, even light coming from under the door or moonlight, and it will intensify it through. So what the light does is it will excite the electrons in a way that it's going to project the image to you at a much brighter setting than what your eyes could see. And funny enough, my brand is called Bagheera NVG, which is basically my cat. His name is Bagheera, and the way the cat sees is in a very similar matter, right? So it doesn't have a night vision tube in its eyes, but the cat eyes will intensify what available light there is, and it will make them see better, right? So what I heard is, or what I read, that they see a little bit more blurry than humans. They don't see a very sharp image, but they could see a lot more in darkness. Even in what we call total darkness, it's not really totally dark for the cat, because whatever light is available is gonna be good enough for them to see, hunt, whatever, because cats are generally nocturnal. So anyway, this is the tube that give you all the capability. The housing is just the shell. It gives you the capability of adjusting gain, which is brightness. Most of my tubes are auto gated, and auto gain, which means basically auto gate, which is if you get hit by a bright flash when you're wearing the night vision, it will adjust immediately to protect the tube and protect your eyes and not blind you. Okay, that's auto gating. Auto gain doesn't really exist. Basically, the auto gating takes care of the dimming of the tube immediately. If you have manual gain, you could adjust the brightness independently of the auto gating, right? Even if it's dark, you could lower the brightness if you want to take some strain off your eyes, or you have a clip-on thermal that you want to see better and you want to reduce the brightness, or whatever the reason is. That's called manual gain. I don't use manual gain. I just use 2-pad tubes. They call them 2-pad tubes, okay, or 10160, I think, and those have auto gain. And if I mess up the naming, that's okay, just let me know. There's a lot of numbers out there. So this has 2 pads. So one of them is the positive and one of them is the negative, or ground and power, right? And there's pins inside each housing that will go on top of the tube while it's sitting like this, and it will give it power to start working. Okay, what else? Another device I have over here, let me put this one away. This is my personal device. This device, it's actually a nice device, okay. I don't like it a lot for one reason. It's very light material, so it comes with a mount. Right, here, I'll show you the mount actually. There's several different kinds of mounts, and they all work. Honestly, for my purpose, they all work. Even for running and riding a scooter, even a motorcycle. I rode the motorcycle with it once. Driving a car, they work. You know, this housing comes with a soft case. Okay, soft case comes with the mount. Comes with an extra battery pack. I think it's the same exact battery pack with a cable. It's already connected to it. It comes with an extra battery pack. Okay. This is brand new. Doesn't even have tubes in it. So if you want it, it's available for sale. But fair warning, this housing, the lens is great. I love the quality. The clarity is amazing. The features are great. It turns off when you open it. It has lens caps. It doesn't have manual gain, but it has IR illuminator, IR on auto or dim, right? And then it looks almost identical to the other one, but it's very lightweight. It's a lot lighter than the other one. I want to say there's at least 3-4 ounces difference in weight, and because of that, it's lighter material, right? So you can't take this and just throw it across the room, right? I'm afraid it'll break. And the reason why I don't sell a lot of these is I'm afraid a customer is gonna assume this is indestructible and just break it and come back to me. So I only sold a few, and I have this one too. If you want lightweight, this is it. But fair warning, you can't just go throwing this thing around, treating it like it's a it's a rock. It will break, right? So it's nice, great to use. Put it on a mount. If you put it on a mount, you want to push it up with both tubes in hand, right? Push it up. Don't go yanking on one tube, because you could break it. Yanking on the other one with the resistance of the bungee, if you have bungees, you could break it. So I'll just be more careful with it. Works great. The price is the same actually. It's not any different. It's just the weight savings comes at the price of material toughness, let's say. Okay, so has external power too. Takes mil-spec lenses too. And the lens on this, the quality is amazing. I was surprised. You know, it's not cheap, but I don't want to break it, so I don't use it. I use the other one. And this is pretty much it for budget night vision. This is why I have more coming. I'm still testing other housings. You know, whatever somebody comes up with a new design, I'm willing to pay my own money and buy it and test it, customize it, so I can provide the customer with a budget option. So I highly suggest you don't listen to people that just say, oh, just get a PVS 14 with an Omni tube, or Chinese is crap. You know, that's like very ignorant things to say. If you live in your mom's basement and you know nothing about the outside world, you should know that there is other options out there that's a lot cheaper, that can do 90%, even 80% of, or even 90%, 95% of what an Omni tube can do. Actually, I do prefer the NNVT. I mean, the Harris unfilmed tubes, L3 Harris unfilmed tubes Gen 3 are amazing, no doubt. They're nice, but they come at a price, right? So if you want night vision, you don't have to either have the best or not have it, right? You could still have a budget option that works, that's durable, gives you the image you need without breaking the bank. Don't fall for those ignorant guys that tell you, oh, it's Chinese, or it's all made by the same manufacturer, or oh, shilling Chinese products, or coping. And I've been hearing terms I never heard of, except in the night vision community. And unfortunately, you get a lot of Call of Duty kids on there, and they think they know everything. So they don't listen to anybody. Don't listen even to me. Listen to yourself. You have opinions out there, and you could make decisions. Look, my advice: if you could find somebody that will let you look through a device, feel it, hold it before you buy it, is much better than buying blindly, right? So once you look through the device, you decide if you like it or you don't like it. It's your hard-earned money, and you should spend it the way you want. Don't let anybody tell you, including myself, how to spend it. Okay? I provide you with an opinion. Obviously, I'm biased because I sell those, I import them, but the reason I came into this market is I was just like everybody else, looking for a night vision device that's not going to cost me $10,000. And everybody was just like you see on all the forums. Oh, don't get an OmniTube. Just get a PVS 14 until you could afford to buy nuclear, basically. And I said, no, I'm sure there are options out there that don't suck at a budget. And I found them, but nobody in the United States is advocating for it because it's hurting their business, right? Hurting their business. Or if you just bought a $10,000 car and somebody with a $3,000 car could keep up with you, you're not gonna be pissed off. I'm sure you will. So a lot of people that spend $10,000 on their devices don't like that somebody with a $4,000, $3,000. Sorry, I said $10,000. They spend $10,000, and you come in with $3,000, $4,000 device, and you could still see the same they could see at night, and your device is just as durable. It falls, it's not gonna break. So, as I said, listen to yourself. Look up my Instagram, Bagheera NVG. On Instagram, I just started posting videos, just using the device around the house, in the backyard. Probably go hiking with it at some point. I'll be driving, and I'll be posting more videos on Instagram. But check it out. Message me if you need anything. If you have questions, you don't have to be buying from me. Just ask me questions. I'll give you all the information I have. It's not a secret. There's no secrets in this. It's beneficial to tell people everything you know, because they will tell other people, and it's very educational. Thank you so much for watching. I know if you watched this long, it means a lot to me, and have a great day.